When it comes to UFOs, the genie is out of the bottle, and apparently it's not going back in. UFO documentarian James Fox is willing to bet $1,000 that more UFO evidence and whistleblowers will come out within a year from now. Let's watch.
And knowing David Grush is under oath and his credentials, he said, "I'll show you where they are. I know where they are." Like, how are you not going to call his bluff on that? This is coming out. How do I know this? I've also went to Washington for almost 5 weeks, just a couple months ago, and I met with a lot of the people that are working behind the scenes to get this out. They know that it's real, okay? It's just now it's a matter of how do we roll this out? How, and there is a lot of talking behind the scenes. I can assure you this is coming out, and you just wait. When some high-resolution satellite imagery leaks out, that will be happening. First-hand witnesses are going to come forward. That will be happening. They can't put the genie back in the bottle, man. This is coming out.
He'll only bet $1,000? But most of the time people say, like, I'll stake my life on it. I'll get my left arm. I'll bet $1 million. Okay.
I like to bet $100. I like to make a couple $100 like political bets for what's going on. And,
sure.
And then I just quietly. Well, I pay them, but I tweet about them, and then I just later I never said that. I make people whole, but that's how we retain our pundit cards. This guy, look, that sounds great. Let's do that. Let's see those satellite imagery. Let's hear from the first-hand witnesses. Let's have David Grush lead us all to the exact place where the crafts are kept. It's a lot of vibes right now. It's like more evidence will be coming out. No evidence has come out yet.
So you're alluding to the fact that at the UAP hearing, several Congress members asked him specifically, where is the stuff? Do you know where the stuff is?
He said, I'll tell you if we go into a secret room.
Yeah.
And then you can send a strongly worded email to whatever actual person with power who stops this from being disclosed. That's my concern. I don't want to burst everybody's bubble. I want this stuff known. I want it to come out if that is the case, that this is being withheld from us. I think the American people have every right to know. I want to know. This would be, again, if it's really, bodies of people flying crafts from outer space, this would be the most. This would be the biggest revelation in the history of mankind, and a lot of people are very persuaded that it's being kept hidden from us. And yes, we should know the truth. I just don't have any faith whatsoever that it won't just be either that there's nothing to it, or it's just going to continue to be hidden. Because why would it come out now?
I think what he's saying is that because we had the testimony, and because one would hope that those Congress members did follow up and get the information they needed in the secret room, the private room, or they did identify off camera where the locations of the bodies and the crafts were. Because again, in the hearing, he specifically said, I can tell you where the crafts have been kept, that there will be that follow-up and that more is coming, right? That's the promise here, that yes, the dam has broken and that more is coming.
Maybe I'm just so pessimistic after the COVID origin disclosures. Congress passed bipartisan bill that the federal government would have to disclose what it knows and what it thinks about COVID's origins. Biden signed it. Then we had, reporting from Michael Schellenberger from the Wall Street Journal that the people initially who got sick with COVID were in the lab. The Energy Department and the FBI have concluded that the lab leak is more likely. So there is some underlying intelligence. Maybe it's that. Maybe it is that the U.S. government actually can confirm that those people were sick, or something equally strong, or something like that. And they were supposed to disclose it, and they just put out another, basically a press release saying, here's what we think. But I want to know why you think what you think, and that's what I thought we were getting. But we still don't get any closer to the truth.
Do you not think there's a difference between, files, emails, evidence about COVID origin and a dot on a map where apparently there is an alien spacecraft being kept by the U.S. government?
If there is actually that alien spacecraft, that would be huge. I expect there is not, but I know I'm far apart from you and many of our viewers on this. But yes, take us to the X on the map. I'll get the shovel and we'll find out the truth of it.
Well, if you missed it, here's one of the bombshell moments from the UAP hearing when retired Commander David Fravor described his encounter with a UFO.
Flying, it was the best. Now, is it true that you saw, in your words, a 40-foot flying tic-tac-shaped object?
That's correct. Or for some people that can't know what a tic-tac is, it's a giant flying propane tank.
Fair enough. Did this object come up on radar or interfere with your radar or the USS Princeton?
The Princeton tracked it, the Nimitz tracked it, the E-2 tracked it. We never saw it on our radars. Our fire control radars never picked it up. The other airplane that took the video did get it on a radar. As soon as it tried to lock it, it jammed the radar, spit the lock, and he rapidly switched over to the targeting pod, which you can do in the F-18.
From what you saw that day and what you've seen on video, did you see any source of propulsion from the flying object, including on any potential thermal scans from your aircraft?
No, there's none. There's no IR plume coming out. And Chad, who took the video, went through all the EO, which is black and white TV, and the IR modes, and there's no visible signs of propulsion. It's just sitting in space at 20,000 feet.
In your career, have you ever seen a propulsion system that creates no thermal exhaust?
No.
Can you describe how the aircraft maneuvered?
Abruptly, very determinate. It knew exactly what it was doing. It was aware of our presence, and it had acceleration rates. I mean, it went from 0 to matching our speed in no time at all.
Now, if the fastest plane on Earth was trying to do these maneuvers that you saw, would it be capable of doing that?
No, not even close.
And just to confirm, this object had no wings, correct?
No wings.
Now, was the aircraft that you were flying, was it armed?
No, never felt threatened at all.
If the aircraft was armed, do you believe that your aircraft or any aircraft in possession of the United States could have shot the Tic Tac down?
I'd say no. Just on the performance, it would have just left in a split second.
It looks like that we have a problem here that needs further investigation.
Yes.
Now, because Fravor is esteemed, highly ranked, willing to give such specificity, I know that much of that had been in the public record for some time, but hearing it all laid out in that context, the reasons he believed it was a non-human spacecraft, the acceleration, the inability to perceive any method of propulsion, the fact that accelerating in the way that it did would create G-forces that would not be a human would not be able to withstand. All of that together either is the biggest, this is in people's minds, is either the biggest ruse imaginable, someone willing to tank their career and their public reputation for seemingly no reason, although there of course could be private inducements, we never know what's going on behind the scenes, or it's real. Is that not compelling to you? Well, are you not entertained?
No. No, I'm sure, I say that I don't think he's making this up. I don't think he's being deceptive. I think he saw exactly what he's describing. And for all I know, he did see exactly what he's describing. So, and if he did see it, then yes, it could be an otherworldly craft, or it could be technology that our government or foreign government has that has not been disclosed, which I find most likely.
Even though the technological leap seems to be significant in his telling?
This is him looking out a window and seeing something. How can you tell how fast a car is moving if you look at the road?
Yes, if I were
you're like, that's going
career
56 miles per hour. No, you couldn't.
If I were a career Navy pilot and I know that I was, in a specific spot based on radar and all of the ways that as a pilot I know where I am positioned in the air and how I navigate. And then I'm flying away from it, knowing the capacity of my vessel, how fast it can travel over a certain amount of time. And then instantly the thing that was behind me and that it took me 3 minutes to get away from is now ahead of me in a way that would take me 3 minutes to get to, I'm making up these numbers, but you know what I mean. Then yes, I would be galled and stunned and have some sense of the technical performance of the craft, which, to your point, could be explained by either U.S. or foreign technology that has been kept under wraps, or if it could be something otherworldly. And the question is, how much do we believe? Like, is there a point at which the technical ability of a craft, even if we can concede that we don't know everything we know about what the U.S. military is capable of, or anybody else's military is capable of, at a certain point, what does the technology have to do for you to be like conclusively, oh, this can't be man-made? Disappear?
It has to be more than described to me. I have to see it.
Well, there is the video of this encounter. It's just not very good.
It never is. is it? Look, at the end of the day, there's one way we can settle this debate, discussion forever. We need to see the actual craft that is described, or whatever the government is alleged to have. Again, David Grush says they have the craft, they have the bodies. That would clear all this. Then we don't have to have an argument about, oh, is the technology too advanced that theoretically it could even be we could just see the actual thing. They've said they have the actual thing. Let's see it.
All right. Well, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Please do weigh in on this one in the comments. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, actually on Rising, Jessica Burbank and Sir Michael Singleton will be taking the reins. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe so you never miss any of our content. For those of you who like to listen while on the go, we're available in podcast form as well. It's been fun. It was nice having you back from vacation, Briahna.
It's good to be back, Robby.
All right. See you later.
Bye-bye.